Today on the channel, we're kicking off Amazing Spider-Man week. And we're gonna start with a great one. Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man. Marvel Legends on the way I got it figured.
The way I got it figured.
Hey out there everybody, Sheriff and Way I Got It Figured here with another Marvel Legends review, kicking off Amazing Spider-Man week here on the channel. Amazing Spider-Man week is based on the fact that this is the 60th anniversary of the one and only webhead, the wall crawler, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Spider-Man, of course, has always been one of my favorites. Perhaps not my absolute favorite, but definitely up there with the great ones. And Hasbro's been putting out some awesome Spider-Man product this year. This is just one of the ones that I'll be reviewing this week. Spider-Man and Spider-Man related characters. So this Spider-Man figure, it represents the Amazing Fantasy 15 original version of Spider-Man as given to us by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko way back in 1962. The packaging, of course, reflects that Amazing Fantasy 15 cover. The figure has a lot of add-ons that can give you that effect and look for the character, and I'm very happy. I was obviously waiting for this to come. Great anticipation. I actually expected to get some other figures before this one, but hey, it is what it is. But here you go, Spider-Man, 60 amazing years. One of the most beloved characters in American fiction. So we're gonna get him out of the package and see what we're dealing with on the inside. So I wanted to show the packaging. I've taken him out, but I like this package. I mean, he looks like he's like strapped into like almost like a super villain trap harness kind of deal. He's definitely in there secured to where nothing's gonna damage the figure. I kind of like it. It's not as awesome as the packaging that they did on the G.I. Joe Classified line with the Blue Ninjas, which I reviewed last week. But this is definitely secure. It's gonna get the job done to make sure that the figure is secured in there. And of course, somebody would literally have to buy the figure to do any kind of swap out, because you're not getting through all of this in a store. You almost have to buy. I mean, I don't know. I guess people can do anything, but you'd have to buy this to do a swap out and return it back to the store after you purchased it. Moving on to the figure and the contents. This is how he's packaged in the box. Of course, I just ripped it. All of his accessories are in here, and the web line is here. All right, so we're gonna get him out of all this stuff and take a look. All right, here's Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, out of his package with his multitude of accessories arrayed just as he is out of the box. So he comes with a number of hands, including, of course, wall crawling hands. He has his web shooting hand there, and then the left web shooting hand here. His fist is there, and then he's got a matching right fist there, and then a pair of regular gripping hands here. He comes with these web attachments to simulate the under the shoulder folded down version of the web wings that he used to have way back in the day. And then of course the splayed version of those same web wings. I've seen a couple of reviews of this figure, and people say that they've had trouble using the web wings, and that they perhaps wouldn't bother using them with the figure. I'm not sure yet how difficult it's going to be. I am going to attempt it, so we're going to do that next. So first pass with the folded in web wings went pretty smoothly. I mean, they stand there and they're pretty good. They don't really affect articulation, which I guess I'll go through a little bit here. So you can get them into a T about to there before the shoulder blade starts to interfere with the shoulder. So when he's standing in a static pose, you know, they look pretty cool there. I'm not sure how I'll display them. I mean, probably on a normal basis, I wouldn't. In the comic books, a lot of times, even if he has the web wings on, you know, they just magically disappear in panels so that they don't have to draw them when he's in a static pose. So now let's try the other web wings. So if you have them kind of looking like that. Throwing up a web pose. Reminiscent of what's going on the box. You can kind of do one of these. So he looks like he's got his little web wings on. They're not on there as perfect as I think the box shows it, but they definitely are on there. They're not coming off. They're not falling all over the place. But it's okay. But it's plus or minus on whether or not you're gonna, you know, use them in any kind of dedicated way. Now that one did fall out, but it didn't just fall out. It actually took a little bit of effort to do that. You know, here's the one in there, and then I have to literally pull it out. So it's not just falling out, and that's cool. Of course, you have the swinging web for him to hold that, and you're going to need to change out the hand to one of the gripping hands. Now he's got his. Now he's swinging, while also getting ready to shoot another web. Of course, that looks like he's kneeling, but we want to do something like have that going up into infinity, so you can do something like that with the web. And that, works out pretty okay. His articulation is pretty good. Of course, he's got butterfly joints. He can definitely do one of these. a pose presented itself while I was doing this, so. Double swing. I'm getting Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends vibes. So I'm pretty happy with the posing already, and I haven't even really tried to do any like actual Spider-Man-esque poses. But he can swing through the air pretty convincingly with his spider web. Do kind of the over the hand thing, over the head thing. Very cool, very cool. All right, so as you can see, just for what I'm doing, you can do some pretty dynamic poses. This version of Spider-Man, the OG Spider-Man, as we would refer to him, often puts me in the mind of Spider-Man upside down, punching somebody as he leaps around to avoid getting hit while doing the hitting Spider-Man style. So so he can do all those kinds of poses. You got a figure stand here. He's punching somebody while sort of leaping through the air. His acrobatic and unique Spider-Man fighting style. You can do that sort of thing with him pretty easily. He will bring in his older self, the retro Spider-Man from the Spider-Man retro line, which probably is the previous version of Spider-Man that we might call the quintessential Spider-Man. So yeah, there you go. And we'll do some comparisons with them just to see what's different, what makes this one so special as opposed to this one here in a sec. Okay, so here are both Spider-Man's Amazing Fantasy and Retro Spider-Man, carded Spider-Man Retro. The Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man is basically 15-year-old Peter Parker. So he's a little shorter. He's a little shorter than this Spider-Man that is more representative of a young adult, perhaps college-age Spider-Man. So he's taller. Spider-Man was a sophomore in high school when he first got his powers, and this is the initial Spider-Man costume. So there are some differences. I do think overall the deco, I mean, this is definitely Spider-Man, but the web presentation is just better on the Amazing Fantasy version. I probably would like this version to have a deco similar to this, at least in terms of the web decos. You know, the blue and red is fine. Of course, the spider did shrink over time on the costume, but yeah. Of course, this Spider-Man has the newfangled pinless joints, whereas this Spider-Man doesn't, and so therefore has these red pins here that many will find unsightly, although I personally don't really care all that much. I was very happy to get this Spider-Man, and I'm still happy with it. I didn't get these new Spider-Mans to replace this Spider-Man. I got them to supplement this Spider-Man. So it's different eras of Spider-Man, so to speak. In a pose off, you know, I'm gonna put them in a couple of the same poses so that we can see who does it better. This one being pinless can pretty much rock the same pose as the pinned one, except he has a better arm articulation here at the joint because of no pins. So there's that. He does have the sort of, seems like he has the drop down legs, but they don't drop down that far. You can do a lot better abdominal crunch than you could on the retro Spider-Man. As you can see, when you do a full crunch with this Spider-Man, there's a gap there, whereas this one hasn't even the slightest appearance of a gap. This Spider-Man also has a kind of a chicken neck motion, so you can go all the way down like that, which is almost unrealistic, but it's Spider-Man. Look all the way up like that. Doing a wall crawling pose. Presents itself as pretty easy with this Spider-Man. Wow, it's not his era. This Spider-Man definitely puts me a lot more in mind of the Spider-Man and his amazing friends. Spider-Man. So he can hold a wall crawling pose pretty well. Yeah. So final thoughts. Amazing Fantasy 15. Or just Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. Definitely hits all the right notes for me as a Marvel Legends Spider-Man aficionado or fan. Does it replace my retro Spider-Man in my display? Nah, not necessarily. This is an era specific Spider-Man. It's a very cool figure. You know, if you have like kind of a dedicated Spider-Man shelf, then you can do eras of Spider-Man or different things like that. But it is a younger version of Spider-Man, so it's not as tall as your normal Spider-Man. But it's definitely a good figure, definitely very posable, definitely very good looking. I mean, I think he's worthy of inclusion in anybody's Marvel Legends collection, especially if you're a Spider-Man fan. I mean, it's, you know, I can't think of any out and out flaws that I see in the figure. Yeah, I can't get him all the way up into a T because of his shoulder blades, but you know, what are you gonna do, right? I don't think it's worth docking him a point over. It's good enough, and it's butterfly jointed. He's definitely very posable. You can do the chicken neck with him. I know I didn't go over articulation exactly, but it's all there. All the articulation you would want in a Spider-Man figure is there. So I'm gonna give this Spider-Man, because I really just can't find any flaws worth complaining about. I'm gonna give him a 10. I mean, he's a 10 out of 10 for me. I'm extremely happy with him. I think he's awesome. I probably regret not bringing my Miles Morales Spider-Man, because I probably would have wanted to compare Miles and him just from a scale standpoint, and I may still do that. But for now, Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, 10 out of 10 from where I got it figured. If you like the content, please give me a like, subscribe, and a comment. I love comments. I love responding to comments. So rest assured, I will respond to your comment. Maybe not immediately, but it definitely will happen. Tomorrow we'll be looking at another character from the Spider-Man corner of the Marvel Universe. And so, till then, everybody stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video.